How do I do this? How do I be a person? Hello, welcome. You're watching a mediocre existence, literally. So I like to post videos of myself struggling through my artwork and then call it content. And a lot of the drawings I did, I used a reference because I find it easier to study art by looking at something to make sure I draw it accurately. All right, well, let's get started. So I wanted to record myself doing the Inktober challenge, but when I looked at the prompts list, listen, I'm just saying it's a little bit not my type. So I decided to look at some other lists and I found one.
What year is it?
So I got the year mixed up. That's my bad. By the time that I actually realized that the year was mixed up, I had already done the second prompt. You know, I thought it turned out pretty well and I still like the list, so I'm just gonna keep using it. But yeah, I'm gonna start doing that list instead because, you know, we only live once. I looked at the first one and I'm like, Ermine. I guess I'm not as educated as everyone else because I didn't realize what that was. So there's these cute little guys. And look at this guy. Cute. Isn't that your brother? The way that they stand up is so cute. I decided that I wanted to use this one as a reference photo. I'm gonna go ahead and get started on drawing this little guy. I don't know if you guys have seen it, but I did a drawing of a meme with that cat that's like faking its smile because I thought it would be funny. Well, that was a second attempt. I actually took tracing paper and traced the first attempt to put it on another one so I can re-ink it. Because during the inking process, I found out that the Sharpie roller pen, he's just not good for shading. Decisions were made. I thought I could fix a few things by using a white gel pen. The first attempt didn't go as planned. Yeah, he has a 5 o'clock shadow. So it didn't turn out that bad the first time, but I didn't like how messy all the cross-hatching was. And then I did this part and it looked bad. And then I was like, let me just try to cover it up. You can tell that there was a mistake and there were decisions and they were wrong. So yeah, I'm not really good at the whole inking stuff. This is gonna be an experience. Yeah, so we're gonna carry on. So he's kind of standing tall, like a little pillar of cute and fluffy. Yeah, that doesn't look sus at all. He's more like straightforward. Yeah, I think he's more looking straight head on. He's curious, but deadly at the same time. His little armies would go there. Oh wow, this is really suggestive now. Oh no, I swear I'll get better. I'm just gonna trust the process. He's got a little snout on him. And some eyeballs. Some really cute little gumdrop looking eyeballs. I started with a rough sketch of his body and kind of guesstimated where his limbs and features should go. But I like to make multiple passes of my line art as a way to like refine it, to like sculpt the picture. So at this state, I'm gonna turn down the opacity of my layer. That's a little humor us digital folks like to use. This time I tried to add in a little bit of fluffy texture because he is a fluffy boy. He kind of reminds me of that clown.
With my ghost eyes, I can see they have the silent menace of gingivitis.
In the reference photo, you can't see his chin because it's being illuminated by the reflection of the snow. I'm still gonna add it into my sketch because I'm drawing this with ink. So we're gonna make a chin. I added some sketchy lines to indicate he has fluff on his neck. Their paws are so cute. Why do they have such long bodies and such little paws? So I drew in his paws pretty simple. I continued with that fur texture on his small armies and his long body. Why are they so long? They're so long. And for some reason, I couldn't get his feet drawn correctly. I'm kind of bullshitting his toenails right here. I'll fix it later. It's a later me problem. That's a 5 minutes ahead me problem. I had to try to make his legs look less like testicles and more like legs that are round. That is not a challenge for the weak. He's got more of a separation between church and state over here. Oh my god, he still looks sus. I'm gonna try not to make his legs look like balls, because they kind of look like balls, and it's... oof. So my solution to this was to make his legs look less pronounced in shape, and I also added some lower belly fluff details to indicate that he does have a pelvis. Okay, and then after making a few touch-ups to his outline, I actually had it start on the feet. Oh, the foot on the right should stick out more. Come on, don't be shy. Get out there, little leggy. Yeah, I tend to draw things over and over again. I don't know, I can't seem to draw it right the first time. So I have them all sketched out here. I guess it's time for the dreaded inking. I'm always nervous about drawing with pen because I tend to mess things up and I like to redo them. I like having an eraser, as you can see. And when you're inking, you can't really have an eraser. This was my first drawing, so here's how you know I wasn't experienced with inking yet. I didn't know when a good time to start was. At first I thought the sketch looked okay, but then as I started looking at it, I found little details to nitpick and try to fix, like his elbows and his paws. See, here's the problem, is I keep looking at things I want to fix before I start inking it permanently, because then I don't want to be like, oh, I should have done that, I didn't do that. Like, I'm just now noticing he has whiskers, so I'm gonna give him some whisker type stuff. After debating on whether I should add spots to his whisker cheek area, I decided to keep it simple, because it looked really weird if the spots were too prominent, especially because most of his fur is super white and bright, but I did give him some long whiskers. They're really extendo, they kind of curl around. So after doing a few more touch-ups here and there, I decided it was time to stop beating around the bush and actually start inking. Okay, no more. I gotta do it. One thing that I've realized when I was drawing my cat, I like to use this thicker ink guy for the line art and this guy for more shading, because I can really control the line weight with this one. It's a good guy, it's just a regular pen, but you know what, us regular Joes, some of us are really good guys. Starting off with a simple outline to his fur, but also giving a little bit of a jaggedy edge for that fluff. Here we go. Why do everybody have to have two paws? Why don't I just have one paw that I can draw? Everything has to be in twos. He's got a little fluff there, and just a little fluff there. Alright. So far, so good. How do those toes go? There he is. Those are the beans. Clawed, pokey little beans. I'm gonna include a bit of a collar. It's really cute. You don't really see it in the reference photo, but this is art, so, you know. The face. The daunting face. His face wasn't actually that difficult. I filled in his eyes, I left a little dot for a highlight, did a simple outline for his nose, and I left the other features for the other pen because I was too scared to do them. Okay, I'm keeping that. The rest, I'm gonna go with the other pen. I know there's some fluff and stuff. Actually, you know what? I'll do the ears. Oh, should I do the cheek? You know what? If I need to, I'll add it in later. Is this gonna work? Be working? Oh, okay. I drew in the rest of his facial features with the office pen, and then started to add in some light shading to accent the fluff in his fur. I kept the shading to a minimal because his fur is super light. Just giving him a little something, a little bit of depth, and then it hit me. I realized there was something off about his head. You know, I'm looking at his forehead, and my Ermine's forehead is a lot shorter than the reference photo. It's too late now, I already drew him on, but he's trying his best. He's trying his little dimmadome darnest. So we're just gonna keep powering through, because I actually like the way he looks, even if he does have a little bit less cranium than the other guys. I made his paws cast the slightest shadow, only a little shading, not too much. And I finished him up by doing the same minimal fur texture technique on his legs and tail. And his toes are a little pink, so I'm just gonna give him a little bit of shading to mimic that pinkish. And then I very precisely and accurately drew in those long whiskers. I looked over at his face and it looked a bit weird that most of his features were outlined by that thick, dark Sharpie pen and the rest weren't. They were with the office pen, which is a lot lighter. It just didn't look right, so I went over with the Sharpie pen to fix him up. And then after adding some final touches to his shading, it was time to erase the pencil underneath. Alright, there he is with his little sunken in eyes. So now I can slowly start erasing the pencil. Oh, you know what? I never filled in the nose. Wow, this is why we do this. Usually the pencil will kind of blend in with some of the shading I've done with the pen, so when I erase it, I can really see all of the details, mistakes, and lack of pen. I'll just touch up his ears a bit, but overall, this guy's looking good. There he is, the perfect boy. Well, I mean, he's perfect to me. He has flaws like the rest of us. It's okay. Here is a close-up of the drawing. And I'd like to hear from you guys. What did you like about it? What didn't you like about it? What would you have done differently? If you just enjoyed my video of me goofing around and drawing, please give it a like. And also consider subscribing to my channel. I don't only post YouTube videos, I also post shorts and I make comics about my life as a cat owner and artist. So dramatic. Anyway, those come out on Wednesdays, so look forward to those. And then remember, a mediocre existence is still an existence. Bye-bye.